Hi guys, another March wrap up. This time it's going to be the ebooks. I don't know why I took so long on the other video. I won't be able to see myself on the screen, so I hope nothing happens because I need to go to Goodreads to read these off. The first was The Silver Strand by L.J. Clarkson. Now, this was sent to me by Library Thing. I had to remember where I got it. It's the story of a young girl who finds out that she is magical, or has magic, I guess. And while she's in school, like the silver strand, I think, like grows, maybe it's up here or something, grows kind of like out of her forehead. And later she ends up cursing it and pretty much saying that she wished it didn't grow in, which then causes her to lose the magic that she didn't even know she had. And essentially it's just the story of her trying to revive her silver strand, because if she doesn't, I think she has 5 days, I think. If she does not revive it and get her magic back, she herself will die within 5 days. I think this book I would have enjoyed when I was younger. I did not enjoy it that much, and I think I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. It was okay, and I think that if I'd been in middle school or maybe even elementary school, that I would have really enjoyed it. But as an adult, I don't know, like it just kind of got on my nerves more than anything. But I read it and I reviewed it. The next is, I think I got it off of NetGalley, Why Happiness Makes Me Nervous by Liza Charlesworth, and I gave this a 2 out of 5. I don't remember giving it a 2 out of 5, but I did, because that's what it says on Goodreads. I remember I enjoyed the photography very much in this book. It's poems and photography, like, put together in a book. And I enjoyed the photography very much. I thought it was very beautiful. The cover of this book is really pretty, too. But the poems, some of the poems, like, I could understand. Some of them I could relate to. Some of them I had no idea what the heck she was talking about. I don't know, like, it's kind of the story of, I don't know if it's of her or if it's just a girl in general, of, like, her life from, I don't know, like, coming of age type thing. Going through, like, her parents' divorce and her own relationships and divorce and that type of thing. That's what it was, but I didn't think it was that great. I did enjoy the photography, though. The next ebook that I read was The Girls by Emma Cline. This one I gave a 2 out of 5 stars. This seems like a theme for me. This was a huge disappointment for me. I was so excited to read this. This is based in the 1960s, which caught my attention right off the bat. Also because it was about a cult and a young teenage girl who gets involved in it. I was so excited, but I just did not enjoy this book. I enjoyed the writing. I thought she did a really good job with descriptions, but I just didn't enjoy the story. And then there was, like, the flipping. Like, she's a 40-some-year-old woman now, and we're reading, like, some of her story, which that story was boring, in my opinion. And then you flip back to when she was, like, 13 or 14, when she was in this cult. And I don't know. I felt like it was disjointed, and I just did not enjoy the 40-year-old story at all. Like I said, it was boring. But she ends up getting involved in this cult, and then there's something really dark and awful that happens, and she kind of has been tainted by that. But I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it that much. So 2 out of 5 stars for me. The next one I read was Shadow Scale, which is Sarafina II by Rachel Hartman. I think I read Sarafina 2012, and I really should have reread it or something, because I had no idea what was going on. But I did end up coming across a website, and I cannot think of what it is right at this moment, but it helped refresh me on what had happened in Sarafina. And I read Shadow Scale, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it because it was the story Sorry, I was seeing if it was storming because it looked like it. And it is. It's raining. Not thundering yet. But anyway, it's just the continuation of Sarafina with the dragons. And I loved this. It fleshed out those characters we learned about in Sarafina. We got to meet them. We got to see where they had lived. It was just, oh, it was so good. Because we got to expand that world. More about the world that she lived in. We went to different, I guess they would be considered countries, I guess. We went to different countries. We got to see all those things. We got to see the people who live in her mind garden. I really enjoyed myself this time. At first I was like, wow, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this because I couldn't remember anything. But by the end of it, I really enjoyed it. The next thing that I read is from Carney Punk, which I ended up ordering the actual book for this because I enjoyed this story. And it is The 3 Lives of Lydia. It's a blood short story, which is the novella that comes before this book by Delilah S. Dawson. And it is about a young girl named Lydia and how she ends up in Sang, which is the name of the land. Wow, it's raining really hard out there. It's like her story, and it's kind of twisted because at the end, it kind of had me like second guessing everything. And then I ended up asking a question on Goodreads. I don't think anybody answered it. And then I read this, and I think I got my answer. I think I got my answer since I read this, and yeah, I'm not going to say what it is, though. But I really enjoyed the little story, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm really enjoying this world, so I thought I would enjoy Carney Punk, which is the book. So I did order it. The next is Illusions of Fate by Kirsten White. I don't think I've read any Kirsten White yet. I think I own some books, or I did own books. I think I might have gave them away before I read them. But this is a story of, it's like a fantasy and a romance. A girl moving from her country to another country. It's like fantastical type countries. It's not like these kind of countries that we have. But they're based on them. Obviously, you can tell that. But she moves there to go to school, and she ends up meeting this guy who can do magic. And then there's a bad guy who can do magic as well. And it's 2 families where, I don't remember what their names are, but they do magic. And one family is based on the numbers of people and their magic. And the other one is, there's not very many of them, but their magic's more powerful because of it. And it's kind of like a war between the 2. She gets mixed up in it. She cannot do magic herself. So she's mixed up in the middle of this, and but it's a romance in the middle of it all too. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed like learning about the world and learning about the 2 families. I kinda would love to see some like backstory, like another book, but written like before she was even born, like the families and how they got their magic and that type of thing. I think I would enjoy that. The next book that I read was Amulet #1, The Stonekeeper by Kazu Kibuishi. I don't know how you say the name, but I give this 5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed the storyline. I enjoyed the artwork. A story about a young girl who kind of gets thrown into a world. This is the theme this month. Thrown into a world of magic and fantasy and trying to save her family. Then I read Amulet #2, The Stonekeepers Curves, which once again, I gave that 5 out of 5 stars. I'm not going to discuss what happens in it. And then I read Amulet #3, The Cloud Searchers. And I gave that 5 out of 5 stars. And this one I really enjoyed because of the artwork in it. It was airships. I love airships. I loved seeing the artwork of the airships. I loved seeing the world that was like in the background of the pictures of the airships because, you know that they were sailing over top of the land. I don't know. I enjoyed it. That is all that I read when it comes to ebooks for the month of March. So that's it, and I will see you guys later.